Hey, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a while, but I really have a story time, and I think it's really something that I should share. And also, it could be probably educational, helpful in any sort of way, and also just to be enlightened that even though in the darkest and darkest of times, I think it's so important for us to know that God is always there for us. Even when we don't feel Him, when we don't see Him, He is always there for us. And if you don't think that and if you don't feel that, I really encourage you to just listen to what I've got to say in terms of what I've gone through. So I hope this helps. So it has been the roughest few months I've ever encountered. And I kid you not, protect your energy, protect your sanity, and protect your peace, protect your love and happiness. There are a lot of things that people take for granted, and I really think that people should really just go out there and just be kind. And I always put on my Instagram, just to be kind, even if it's, and it's just be kind, there's no point in wanting to hurt people. And I don't think when you're hurting someone to gain success or to make a statement or to whatever, it doesn't last. It really doesn't last. And today I just want to be like, you know what? I have a story which got to do with immigration and going to dealing with immigration. And I just want to tell you guys, don't play and don't make sure everything is in order. But here's my little 2 cents in the bowl of what happened to me and my recovery and how I came back and whatever. So yeah. I think my story is really important, and just to spread the love, to spread the word that God is alive and He is watching over us, even though we don't feel it. And I hope this story encourages someone, teaches you, and just to show that you're not alone. And especially when you're dealing with immigration, because right now I'm in the United States. So it all began when I got my visa, right? So I got my visa in South Africa when I was still there, so I can come back for the holidays and things like that. When I got here, when I got back to the US, I was detained by the Homeland security people. I was there for, I don't know, because once you step in that facility or office, whatever you want to call it, there's no sense of time, there's no sense of day. So you're just in there, and they don't even, the guy that I was dealing with didn't even say that they're going to take my phone. They just have the sign in there that says no phone, no pictures. I was like, okay, cool, I don't mind. So he asked for my mother-in-law's number. I gave it, and then he kept my phone. But I didn't realize he kept my phone until I was looking in my pockets for where's my phone. But I didn't go up to him or nothing like that. And that's why I always say, be kind. Just be kind no matter what you're dealing with. But I know that they have some standard to uphold. So, yeah. And it was wild being in there. There were so many people crying, and I had my daughter there for like probably, didn't even feel like 30 minutes, like probably 10 minutes, because they said that I'll have to give her up. So then my husband came and collected her, took her to my in-laws, and then I just sat there and stayed there. Then they said that I will have to go for an interview. I went for the interview, and they said to me that my visa doesn't have enough detail. I was like, what do you mean it doesn't have enough detail? And there was so much things going on, which was confusion. And I know it was the enemy trying to confuse, because why is it that when the lady, and I thank God for her name is Miss Johnson, I don't know, but she was God sent. On a serious note, there were so many people that were sent by God just to protect me in such a way. And I tell you, when this is the impossible to make it possible, you will stand at awe. So I'm going to continue the story. So I don't know, it was a few hours. I fell asleep. I woke up, and then she's like, okay, you can come for your interview. But before that, before the interview, they asked if I wanted something to eat. I couldn't eat at all because I just got off a long 13 or 12-hour flight, and I was exhausted. And when they took my daughter away, I was still like super tired. I was like worried, but I wasn't worried to that extent, because all that was playing in my head is the song called Promise. And I was just singing that the whole time. And not just that, I was like, God, you have the last say. They think they have the last say, but I know you have the last say, and that's what I'm standing on. And I pray for calmness over me. I was literally praying, because there's no way that things were happening. And the people that was literally being sent back home were crying, and there was just so many things happening in there. And I was like, please, Lord, you wanted me here for a reason. I'm here, and you need to take charge. And I gave it to him. On a serious note, once you give it to him, I literally was like, yeah, take it. Just take it, because I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it physically. And I know I can't deal with it because it's not me. It's you need to fight my battles for me. Because I was like, no, revenge is not mine, it's yours. And you said that, and I'm going to trust in you. And you said I must trust in you, and I'm trusting in you. Because it was such a horrible position to be in, and I wouldn't want anybody, not even the people that don't like me, whatever. I wouldn't even want them to be in that situation at all. So and it's so cold in there, like it's terribly cold. It was so cold, my body was literally shaking. And I sat there the whole time, and I sat on this hard chair because the other chairs were filled. And I sat on this hard chair, and I was like, I'm so cold, I'm going to ask for something to cover me with, because I saw that they have the paper blankets that you use for camping. So I asked for one of those, and they gave it to me. Surprisingly, that thing's actually warm. Nevertheless, I went to go sleep, woke up, and the lady was like, oh, you're gonna come for your interview. And mind you, I was sleeping on, those camping things, those camping bed cots. So I was sleeping on that with a paper bag over me, and then I had my hand luggage and my handbag with me. So I went to the interview, and they were asking me all sorts of questions, and I was really honest, or like I was answering sincerely, because I was like, there's no point in lying. On a serious note, do not lie to immigration. Do not, just be as truthful. Bring all your documents when traveling, and you're an immigrant. Bring all your documents with you from A to Z, because the system can be messed up. And I kid you not, all my documentation for the US was so messed up. They were so confused because I had all my documents set out, and the only conclusion they could come up to me was with, I don't understand why they gave you this visa, whatever, but you should have gave more detail. I was like, what? It's not my job to ask the questions, because I'm not sure what it is. I'm just there to answer truthfully, like I've said to them. And I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, I'm not sure if they're gonna let you go, but you're probably gonna have 1 month to stay here. They're probably gonna have 2 months to stay here. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I went out while they had while they were busy with the documentation and things like that. I went out, I went back to sleep. I woke up, she woke me up again, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do another interview, go another round. She said to me, I'm actually cutting the story short, because it would be a long thing. So she said to me that I will, she gave me 2 phone calls, right? And I phoned my mother-in-law with it. And I was explaining to my mother-in-law what she should do and whatever, because they literally said that I will be leaving at 10 p.m. that night. And I asked, like, what's the time? So she was like, it's very early, it's like 8 o'clock. But you have ample time, go rest, do what you need to do. Because she even wrote something, where you have to put your hand up, and she wrote it down, and she was asking me questions and I just answered it. And they were like, that's still not enough. And I was like, okay. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't worried. Like, God brought me such a peace that surpasses all understanding. Like, I wasn't worried at all. They literally was like, you're not going to see your daughter. You are not going to say goodbye. We won't be able to do that for you. I was like, and I won't be able to speak to her. And this is what I have to do. I have to get the IRS something, and then the B2. And I was like, and when I phoned my mother-in-law, that is when I actually cried, because I had to tell her that I won't be able to say goodbye, and I'm actually telling her to calm down, because I was like, I have to protect myself right now. I was like, I cannot be crazy right now. I can't, I was literally trying to calm myself down as well while getting this news that I won't be able to see my daughter, and I'll be leaving at 10 p.m. My flight will be booked, whatever the case is. And I was like, okay. And I kid you not, I've had the best sleep. Even in the most uncomfortable position, paper blanket, laying in the cot, I kid you not, that was the best sleep I've ever had. And I think this is why I feel like my faith has been such a rebuild, because when I tell you the impossible possible happened, it's wild. I went back to sleep. I packed all my documents up. Even though my documents were in order, there was no way that I could have received all those documents if I didn't have proper information. So my thing is, why are they all confused? Why is the supervisor confused? Why is the people working there so confused about my case? Like, and I know it was the first time working with my case, but I was like, why are they so confused? What can't they come up with a conclusion? What is it? And I was like, God, you only know. And I was like, even though she told me that bad news, I went back to the court and I was like, God, you have the last say. You have the last say. I'm trusting in you. I know that you want me here for a purpose. I'm trusting. I kid you not. I don't know what the time was. I don't know nothing. And you have no contact to the outside world. You have no contact. So it's you and your thoughts, on a literal note. You and your thoughts for hours. And I was just giving praise the whole time, just giving praise, because my faith has been tested multiple times. And I was just like, you have the last say, God. You have the last say. And as I fell asleep, I got woken up to do a pat down. So I went into the room with the 2 ladies, and they pat me down from head to toe, checked my jacket, whatever, and then I went back. I fell asleep within seconds. I woke up and the guy was like, you got to get your things. You're going to go. I'm like, go where? They told me it's 10 p.m. So it's only probably should be by 3 by now, if I'm calculating it. Like, I'm in my head calculating the time. And I was literally sitting there, and they were like, yes, you're going to go. And this is the conditions that you are leaving with. We're canceling this visa, but they gave me conditions and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was so confused to the point where I was like, okay, what is happening right now? I was confused because I just woke up. I woke up to get pat down, and then they woke me up because they were like, pack your bags, you're going, whatever. And I was confused. Like, I don't think I had a facial expression because I was that confused because I woke up. Because how is it, like, they told you this morning that they're booking your flight, and the next minute you're like, you're going to your family, whatever. I was like, what? And then they helped me take my bags downstairs. And then I walk in the room. There's a congressman waiting. There's another guy. I think he's a bodyguard on the other side. The congressman's driver. And then the lady of the airport. And then the two head of Homeland Security people were there. And I was like, what is going on? And they were like, you're leaving. I was so confused. I kid you not. I was so like underdressed for this occasion. And I was just like, what? Like, when I tell you God shows up and shows off, believe me, this is the impossible. Because how is it they said that you're leaving from 10 p.m. to leaving to, oh, you're going back to your family, you will be able to see your daughter. And I just feel also like it was just it's still mind-blowing up till this day of what just happened. And I was just like, that's just God. Like, in all honesty, that is just God. Like, if you truly give him your problems, he will fix it. Not your timing, his timing. Because he knows what to do. He knows way much, like, he just knows what you need to do, and things like that. And I was just just standing there. And they were like, you need to phone your husband. I was like, where's my phone? I need my phone. I don't have my phone. And I remembered I don't have my phone. And I was like so confused by the whole thing that happened, because everything just happened like that. Just like that. And I got into the they loaded the car up. I got into the congressman's car. And I'm very thankful for the congressman and his driver. They were really cool. And the lady at the airport, I don't know, but I really am very thankful. Like, I have so much gratitude to the situation. I really do. It's so unusual. It's very unexpected. And I'm just like, wow. Like, wow. But yes. And then after I got into the vehicle, he was like, do you want some Starbucks? I was like, yeah, let's go get some. Like, I want coffee. That's all I said. I want coffee, because I couldn't eat at all. Like, my tummy was so, like, in such a knot. Like, I couldn't eat or keep anything down. And being in that immigration room, it's actually very serious. For those who think that it's just fun and games, it's actually not. Like, almost the definition of life and death, basically. And especially when you have a daughter or children or a family and things like that. Things like this should not be taken lightly. And even though beyond me, and I'm not even mad. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. Like, I felt neutral. And I know that was only God, because the way other people were going on to receive the same news that I've received. And not just that, I was in the room and they were busy also with another lady's thing, because she was literally leaving to get on the plane back to where she came from, while I was getting interviewed. So that was already like, oh my gosh. Do not take things lightly, and just believe and trust. And just, when you trust wholeheartedly, and have the faith that you need. Even if that's the faith of a mustard seed, just have the faith, because that was only God in the situation. Bye.